you guys think? More catchphrases. 11 squad playing it fast this time. They have the quick spawn. Quiet Max up here with the shield. C4 detonates, denying that entry point. Great use of that C4. Shield goes down early, and I think French Onward need to react and rotate. Exodus, great job denying another, and there's only 3 left now alive for Lemon Squad. Toxic here able to catch one out, and Lemon Squad's aggressive push is getting shut down by French Onward Union. They're looking to tie things up, and they do in a minute.
It's your man, Poon Anners, your Texas caster, and I'm Master.
And your lovemaker and heartbreaker, I'm Sleepy.
That's right. Sleepy is joining us from his bunker. His internet is being hacked with as we speak. I think the Colettos want a word with you to get some of those secret dangler tips. So his upload speed is going to cause some troubles, but it's all right. We're going to keep going. Don't meme him too hard. There's no reason to post GIFs because he's mostly going to be motionless, so just keep those at JPEGs, right? Right, Sleepy?
Yeah, I mean, same effect. Must work, so might as well.
At first, I was hoping that you would lose enough frames where it only had you talking, your head was moving, but you could never see your lips moving. That was good stuff. All right, well, an uncasted fight is what we're going to start with first. It was a tight matchup between Cats and Hats versus Rome. Cats and Hats, they just couldn't quite pull through the rounds they needed, and especially Tanker really just giving them a lot of trouble. Nevertheless, the Cats enjoyed the match, and according to the captain, they learned some things that are going to help them out into the future.
Oh, well, that's always good to hear. If you can't win it, at least you can learn something from it. Now, and our first clip will actually come from our own director and team captain of Cats and Hats, Triple Nipple. We're going to open up to the push from Cats and Hats as they attempt to take their superstructure objective on Tanker. After Trip picks up a couple of kills here, we'll see one. I believe he's going to get 2 here overall. He's just not going to quite be ready.
Taking fire.
Yeah, taking fire, a little bit of suppressive smoke, maybe help cover the area. A little heroin for good luck, and here we are back off to the races. He's going to fire through the smoke, but it's going to be a shotgun to the back of his neck from a flanking defender that ends up, and he gets very confused because his team, as he's dying, gets the cap on the objective, so Trip has no idea what's going on. So as he gets back into the 10, it's just nothing but what?
The trick was they had to wait for Trip to die.
Yeah. Now, in our second clip, after coming off the high from capping against the enemies, Trip's going to go off grabbing another couple of the members from Rome here as he defends the objective that they just attacked. We'll see him here picking up 1 or 2 as he defends from the far back side of the boat. He's back and forth all over the place. He's really checking those angles. He's doing his part for his team.
He's utilizing that blind him with the flashlight tactic.
Blinded by the light, if you will. So, yeah, doing a good job. He's being very meticulous in checking all of his spots. Yeah, a little tablet check, make sure that the teamies are still up. A little peeky-poo. I think here he's going to see one attacker. Yeah, there he is. He drops that one. Comes back after calling it in, and there it is. Right in that time, a cap right under their noses. Utterly devastating.
Well, you know, as he said, they're going to learn from it. Again, Rome ended up winning that round up 12-7. They were able to take each of the maps, but, you know, he had 2-4, 2-4, 3-4. Like, you know, it's really close. So Cats and Hats are really starting to try to turn that ship back around. Ever since, I believe it was Animal House, I think it was one of the first major losses I saw against them. I didn't think they were going to be playing up, but we'll see if they can do it. Don't stop yelling at us, God. I'm kidding. All right, we had an incredible back and forth between Silent but Deadly and Space Force. People knew it was going to be a close, and certainly this game did not disappoint. The comeback caps in this match were real good. They had a round-for-round first map with the comeback cap by SBD again on Bazaar they posted up 3-0 on that map, I believe, and then on Quarantine they posted the same, and they almost got 3-0 for Space Force on Suburbia.
Yeah, and we'll see a little bit of that in these upcoming clips. Now, affectionately called Silent but Cappy from our amazing producer Buxton. This clip almost doesn't even catch the action as Buxton's focused his camera on an unexpected attack in the bazaar. Two members of Silent but Deadly managed to get right in and cap from right below two defenders and get the win there. Wow, what a great play. And we almost didn't even get to see it because Buxton was looking another direction, but thankfully he did see it in time. And then in our next clip, this one was called The Best Play I've Ever Witnessed in Onward History, while on stream by our good friend Buxton, and man, it is good. Dr. Sean making a house call in this clip as he slowly snakes his way across the road towards the objective. He's going to get a pick onto the defender, which prompts Buxton into a panic attack as he kind of tries to predict the next moves of the Space Force defense, but with no rotation from Space Force, Dr. Sean prescribes them a huge dose of the uplink and grabs his team 2 points and the win on the map.
I love the meticulous beep, boop, beep.
Very careful. And then he lets out a very exalted scream as he's very excited for that victory. Now we move on to Suburbia, where we're going to see why aggression on Marsoc isn't always a good idea. A nice pick comes in from Space Force, but almost immediately you see Enigma there on lane 1, pushing his way up and grabbing 3 total and pretty much putting a stop to the Space Force offense. And so a great play from him. Kudos to Enigma. I mean, but Enigma just saving the day for Silent but Deadly.
Yep, just really wiped him out on that one.
All right, and another clip inbound from the terribly war-torn neighborhoods of Suburbia. We see Silent but Deadly grenade show, trail light show, and then we get to see the one that really matters, Bear Grylls getting a nice double kill with a fantastic grenade onto the tank there, and just ridiculous, the grenade play over these last couple of seasons. And then in our final clip, it's the center objective on Suburbia and the last point Silent but Deadly need to take the map from Space Force. Now, unfortunately, they will not take this one, but let's take a moment to enjoy some neighborly love in the midst of this conflict. Here we're going to see Honey Half and Enigma trading grenades on the stairs like it was their grandma's apple pie recipes. Just so heartwarming.
Yeah, ultimately, the Silent but Deadly was actually able to take that round. They were able to do it 12-9, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, or this document that I'm reading right now. Well done, Silent but Deadly. Stay out of our network. We'll appreciate it. Just keep staying in the game. Now, Silent Purge versus Vikings had a big upset. The team had just last season beat Vikings 12-4, and they were expecting to see a repeat. Now, those of us who've been watching Vikings play this season knew that Vikings were a different team. The score actually ended up being almost flipped around, going 5-12 at the end of this round. Vikings have been practicing a lot lately, which is how they almost took down Boss Fight and did, in fact, take a map off of them in Week 4.
Maybe we need to take things back to 1.3 and put those tablets back on leashes. We're going to see Jay here, the captain of Silent Purge, push his way into an easy cap position through the smoke. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was the pressure or what, but he fumbles a bit with the tablet or drops it, and in the time it takes him to locate and secure his tablet again, in comes the defender, and they both take a look around for a moment before they realize each other are there, and then a nice trade. And then, so here's the thing. Femi is going to find his way, uncontested, mind you, into the basement of the North headquarters building. His teammate is going to stop King of the North from blocking the cap. The remaining defenders are going to push to the objective. One's going to lay down suppressive fire while the other flanks inside. Femi is actually going to find the trade, and thanks to a lucky flank from Spoilty, who happened to be behind the other members of the defense, Vikings going to be able to manage to pick that one up, thanks to Lady Luck. Then here in our next one, we're going to see the Vikings just kind of walking right up to the objective here on Bazaar in the East Courtyard. They get one pick here on the objective. We see, I believe that was Mantis. He had his tablet out, but he hears the defender coming. He drops it, picks up his weapon, fires off a few, and then comes back right back to taking the cap. And then we're going to see a guy's grenade there off screen, or kind of in the center of your screen there, of King of the North fragging himself, trying to get a grenade down that alley. And unfortunately, it just does not go well for him. Now in clip 11, King of the North is the king of the roof, it seems, as well. He drops in from above to get the trade to win the round. The only way I think this one could have been cooler is maybe to have done it without the snap turns and for it to have been in one fluid motion. But a great play nonetheless. And kudos to you, King of the North.
I like a jerky turn. It feels more like he's dancing for us, but yeah, the smooth turns do have that sort of matrixy feel. Yeah, you can just do it right now.
I don't even have to try. I can just let my camera freeze.
Vikings end up taking out Silent Purge 12-5, as we mentioned earlier, just flipping it on its heels versus last season. Now, we also had Animal House versus Globochem. As the captain said, there's really nothing to say about it, Globochem being Globochem. What I thought very interesting to mention, though, is that Animal House had been charging up. You know, we saw them turn it around. They were losing a lot at the beginning. Then they started getting right back to where we expected them from last season to be. And I predicted they would challenge the top 4 to try to get some of those those fancy MMR points. And for a minute there, I thought, did you just challenge Globochem? And it was like, no, this was a regular scheduled match. But I was like, it still feels like something Steven would do. He's like, no, I'm going for the throat. Let's take a look.
Yeah, and so we only have one clip from this one, in fact, but it's a good one nonetheless. Geff Lipinski of Animal House is going to get a sweet triple to win the round here on Suburbia 2. Really, just some great teamwork here. The clips features some suppressive fire coming in from across the street. Then we see Geff Lipinski coming in. He takes down Raphael on the bottom. Then he grabs Thunder. Then he goes up and grabs Otto. Overall, just a great play and great teamwork there to push into the building. So well done, Animal House. You know, it's a tough loss, but I mean, it is Globochem. So, you know, you can take that with a grain of salt.
Hey, you know, they ended up coming out 3-12, though. I mean, if you can take some points off of Globochem, especially, you know, how kind of rusty they were at the beginning and how much Globochem's been playing like a more or less a national stage lately. Like they're geared up and ready to go. They're excited. They're on top, you know, and Animal House will be like, you know, we're turning this around. Take those 3 points off. I'll take those 3 points at the bank, man.
Yeah.
Now, a far closer than anyone expected to see, we had Lemon Squad versus French Onward Union. And I hate to admit this. I've said this in the chat. Every time I go to see their name, I keep wanting to say French Onion Union because I guess I cast hungry. Let me some French onion soup. But anyway, the French Onward Union have been kind of stagnant for quite some time, but it seems that they're making their way back up again, almost taking a map off Lemon Squad, which, since they've been to a LAN event, makes it quite an impressive task. Though it did see Lemon Squad was far from playing at the top of their game, with the exception of one.
In our first clip, we're going to see a little bit of a blunder here from the Lemon Squad. Maybe this is what Buxton was talking about, as he says the Lemon Squad playing far from off the top of their game. Here we'll see Paulus Bill. He's in the last 30 seconds of a push onto the far eastern objective, or MARSOC headquarters, whatever you call it. Tosses a grenade. He gets a bad angle and bounces back. And as he runs away trying to avoid it, he does.
Great way to end the match.
Yeah. And then here we are in Bazaar, and the Lemons Squad's attempt to become their idols, the Danglers. Their push starts out quick. Lemon Squad push up very hard, and the first kill comes in from a C4. And then it's almost like as if FOU had planned it the whole way, but they just kind of collapse in on top of the defense. And there goes one, there goes another. We see Toxic picking up 2. Then this last Lemon Squad member is just running out in the middle, and he gets picked up as well. And French Onward Union end that one in just under a minute 40. So a great play from them to really turn that down on Lemon Squad. Now we're talking about Beckenoist, aka Beck and God. This is my play of the week personally. A nice 4v1 clutch with a heal. He did get 4 kills and 1 revive, but only 3 of the kills were caught in this clip. But after watching this back and comparing it to some other clips that were put in by the community members, I gave this one my personal play of the week, because I mean, this guy, he's just motoring.
Oh, there it is.
He runs out of ammo and finds the last 2 with a pistol. And I mean, they were just engaged in a firefight like almost that whole time. He stops, he gets a revive, he gets another kill, they get a kill.
I feel like those last 2 guys that were just sitting there were like, you shoot at him. No, you shoot at him, man. Game over, man. I mean,
they took too long arguing because he just came up with his pistol and said,
yes. And Lemon Squad end up taking it 12-7. Brutal match indeed, but more points than we expected Lemon Squad to give up. So well done, French Onward Union. Catching them with their pants down and spanking them with moon rocks. All right, our next match is Legionnaires versus Blaze. Another one that was not casted, but it was streamed by a member of Blaze, and it started off super tight as Blaze had the momentum going in.
Yeah, Blaze is definitely one of those teams. You can't let them get that momentum on you because they can take that and run with it. Now, here we'll see. These clips are both going to come in from Noman, the team captain, and one of our close friends and casters on the show. So these clips are going to be seen from the eyes of the tent. Now, we'll see Noman here watching Naoko as he runs out of ammo in his pistol, and a defender going to run right by him, actually, as he reloads and not even stop to think. So Naoko starts to taunt him a little bit, asking if he wants to have a knife fight, until eventually he just rushes him and stabs him right in the throat.
The disrespect.
Dangerous man, but... And then our next clip is still Naoko, and I believe still the same round. He's just literally giving 0 Fs. Sorry, 0 Fs given. He walks up onto the objective with his shield pretty much unopposed. As he gets to the uplink, he's going to begin to taunt the members of the defense, telling them that he is capping, literally even reading the code out loud so that the defenders hear him, almost like he's like a hunting call. But unfortunately for him, this time his taunts do not please the gods, and he is smited right where he stood. Rest in pieces, Naoko.
No! Oh, you know what just now when you said he gives 0 Fs, when you actually phrased it that way, it's like, I just now understand why you press F to pay respects. It's the one time you give an F. Well done to Blaze, who ended up winning 12-6. Well done. As we said, you don't want to give Blaze momentum. And Blaze, I feel like they've been playing much higher game than they were last season, so they're doing better. However, their brothers over on Ember have not been faring so well. But you know who has been faring well, except for this one match that we're about to cover for them? A team who is not a member of the Inferno Brotherhood, but has a name that sounds like they might be. We had the Danglers versus Phoenix. Now, this is from the prior week, right, Sleepy? Like this got postponed?
Yes, so this match does belong in the Week 9 listings. However, it was just played last night, the 27th of March, whatever that was. So a week late. Both teams a little tired from playing in both the VRML and the new Oculus VR League.
Working out,
both
man.
teams playing a lot lately, and neither one able to really find that schedule. So they scheduled it for last night. Nightfire was there to take us through and catch all the action, and thank God he was, because it was an early starting game, and I sure as heck didn't want to miss it. I mean, for God's sakes, my shirt could have just been the match title back there. For God's sake. It could have just had me stand up for this card. But yeah, so let's get into it and see what we got. So in our first clip, we're going to open up at the end of a very first round of the first map. And then after a long grenade comes out, we'll see Executioner get the push, and he's able to actually take out Zach Fontaine. Meanwhile, Rybo had just taken down another member of Phoenix as well, leaving it now 4v2. It's just 2 members left. I believe that's Sri Lankan. Yes, Sri Lankan and Paz, the only 2 members of the defense left. Sri Lankan's going to grab Rybo Man there, but Stumpy Nub going to be ready to get the refrag almost immediately. Now it's all up just to Paz. He's the only man left, and he's got 2 danglers coming in from 2 different angles. He's running around frantically. He's looking for him. The danglers definitely see him. Nintendo coming down the alley behind him there at the north, but not shooting because they know what the goal is. The goal is the cap. The danglers' goal is always to cap. Now we'll see here Paz out rotating. He's checking all sides of the objective, but it's just not good enough. Stumpy Nub gets in there. He gets the cap, and then Nintendo finishes off with a kill. Just opening up the match with a blast with a nice cap. Our next clip is not going to be the clip that I should be talking about.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Because now it is. The smoke going to come in from Danglers as we see another push. This is map 2. This is Phoenix's map, mind you, and they thought it might be a good idea, and maybe 2 seasons ago it would have been, but Danglers, they're forced to reckon with now on this map. And here we see Ryboman. He gets a pick, immediately rushes in. Gibbs rushes around the corner to try and find him, but unfortunately he is too late, and Rybo gets the cap, taking the map 5-1 on Phoenix's map choice. So just crazy plays coming out there, and a great game overall.
Yeah, so Danglers ended up winning that one, as was expected, but Phoenix really just brought the pain, and they're a really good team, expecting to see them do more as we see them climb the leaderboards. You know, we can get into that right now since we don't actually have it for you guys to see it, but Lemon Squad taking that 4th spot. You had Boss Fight falling to 5, Phoenix up at 6th, and then Animal House all the way up at 10, Blaze holding on to 9, and then usual suspects, G-Man and SMC Tactical 7 and 8. Everybody at the top. As always at the top, your Global Cam beginners. Danglers, those first 3 spots. So just some small shakeups, I believe, from about 3 down after you guys. But Phoenix was coming for you, and it looked like they were getting close.
They were. I mean, it was a good map, even if the scoreboard doesn't lie. I mean, a 13-3 was the final scoreline on that map. But, you know, Phoenix kept it close. And to be fair, Danglers were going into that one a little scared because they've been watching Phoenix play this season and watching Phoenix beat SMC. I believe they also beat G-Men. I could be wrong on that. Yeah. Crucify me.
They beat a lot of people we didn't expect it to. We were watching Phoenix play, and I was like, whoa.
Exactly. I mean, Phoenix, while they've always been a performing team, they've always had a winning record most every season. You know, they've always just gotten kind of stuck there in the middle, right? They've never really started to climb into the top 10 or anything like that.
They're coming for you guys now.
They're playing... Yeah, my God, they are on a warpath. They're doing what Blaze did.
I'm actually going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about them here now. And remember, VRML is not the only thing that's happening. We also have matches happening on VRL. It's a smaller league, but there's a lot of money in it. And they are playing shorter matches, and they're cramming them all on Friday. I believe ESL rules are you're going to play 1 map, and it's going to be the first person to 3 points. It's on Sunday, and it's the first person to reach 3 points. And they play in a Swiss format, you know. Yes. But this last time around, just a few days earlier than like this last match that Phoenix played, it was actually before that one that they're playing the VRML matches. Global Chem actually lost to Phoenix in the first round of the Swiss style matches. Now, while Global Chem didn't lose any more matches after this, Mob Squad ended up going undefeated. And that's because they never play Global Chem, I think, maybe. Causing them to be right at that #1 spot for week #1. We have no clips that were sent in by anybody, so send us those clips if you want them on the show for the VR League. We have people watching VRML, Captain sending us that stuff, but you got to send us stuff for VRL. Remember, we're counting on you guys for these good highlights. But I did want to talk about what also a shocking thing that happened, using those rules to keep it tighter at least, that the beginners went up against Vikings. Vikings who have been climbing and doing very well. Another one like Phoenix, knocking it out over in the EU side. And beginners actually lost one of their matches to Vikings. Now, Vikings also lost a match to someone else as well, and I believe beginners and boss fight, but like they both were like 1 loss apiece and right up against each other, and then there was 1 tiebreaker point that put boss fight above beginners for the first time that they probably haven't expected. Now, again, we do have to reiterate, they are playing 1 map. They're playing first to 3 points, and I mean, and they're playing in a Swiss format. So, like, basically none of the VRML rules. No. So it's not going to be an explicit picture in one weekend's rounds of who's better. I think you are going to see that as they get basically people have to qualify to get to the qualifiers, and then those matches will actually be bracketed, and we'll probably see them play the regular full set of rounds for those. So that'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the VRL, I'm not personally a fan of how I think the cups are going to rank the teams, because as we saw, you know, we saw a team that didn't even play a team kind of get the top spot, and to me, I think that's kind of wishy-washy. But you know, it is what it is. You know, it'll work itself out over time. But I think in the short, not really a good assessment of.
Win? Heck yeah!
Come on, Trip again.
Back,
I thought we fixed this.
Stay this time.
All right, Enigma, Doc, you got to quit doing this. You know, I'm gonna have to call. I'll get some help. Well, I guess we didn't need to get help. It's probably took care of itself. So that's good. So back to what we're saying.
Flirt with them if they're dead.
Is that?
This guy's not dead.
I thought they wore pink camo.
Really? Should I flash him?
You should delete
Are those
him.
girls?
I think they're actually going to kill SBD's cameraman. Apparently, he survived the attack.
Camera.
Do we want to say anything? What? What do you want to say?
I think they're confused about actually having access to our live feed. I think they just see a camera and they're performing for us.
We're the kick-ass Colados, and we are done messing around.
look forward to having a lot of fun with everyone.
I guess we should just end it on our signature cheer. We wouldn't want to leave them disappointed.
No,
Everyone?
never.
3, 2,
2, 1.
You guys have got to stop breaking into this and Trip, man. I think it's time for us to move up to Windows 10. This XP is killing us.
Yeah, I think we might need to work on a new network administrator.
This is the only one we have. So there are going to be more matches this week. There's a Button Cup actually coming up. Those matches have been generated, if I remember correctly. We still have plenty of a season coming up as well. VR League has also continued to be under the way. So please send us that extra goodness, those clips. We're trying our best to streamline the process so we can make it easier for you guys to contribute.
That's right.
Well, that is it for us. Thanks to all our players and viewers for supporting the show. Show us some love in the comments to get a conversation going, as it helps the show rank up and get more exposure to people that don't know about the league.
Absolutely. And keep those clips coming, folks. As you've seen this evening and in weeks past, if your match isn't casted, we will still use your first-person clips. So shoot them on over, DM them to us, tweet us on Twitter, send them to us in the Discord, whatever you got to do, however you got to send it to us. You can send me an old VHS tape through the mail if I can finish speaking, and I'll play that if I've
You got to get there fast, though. I mean, we do try to shoot within a week.
Maybe some express shipping.
That's right. Again, I am Poonanners, joined by VRL Mod, Caster, and former Dangler Sleepy.
That's right, Poonanners, and this show was brought to you by VRespawn.com, your one and only source for VR esports news. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, and make sure to follow us so you know when our next videos are coming live.
This episode was written by Buxton with the help of all our team captains, the ones that contributed. All praise unto Buxton, he who suffers at the keyboard so we don't have to. Triple Nipple, as always, is our outstanding director. Send us home, Sleepy.
Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. We've got a lot more action to bring you next week, so please tune in then, and we'll see you then. Good night, everyone.
Got to fix that upload.